So it's May the 16th, 2013. Here we are at our little fig tree haven, looking pretty happy. And just right behind that chair we have blueberry plants planted in a giant planter for a little bit of rustling in the wind. And herbs, variety of mint, marjoram and oregano down there. And in the corner over here we've got a peony plant that I planted out, and it's starting to take off. It looks happy. And saxifrage is coming up. And some little plants there. Those ones came up from last year. I just sat in that pot. I quite like it there. So I won't touch them, I'll just let them do their own thing. And the honeysuckle is not quite open, but it's coming. It's taking its time. And my lemon lavenders at the bottom there, and all of the grapevines are coming up really well, very happily. Looks good. And I can actually see right here on our little apricot bush something happening. Are those baby apricots? I think they are, where the flowers had been. Right there, you can see some nice and there's a windmill palm, and right here is my new little babies from Richter's herb garden in Ontario, which I sent away for, and they arrived just an hour or so ago, and I've got them outside. I soaked them and they've got some sunshine, and they're on a bed of lovely soft moss that I got a while ago. So here we've got pink lavenders, horseradish, conversation garlic, and lemon verbena, which is my little prize of the day. Hopefully they'll do well. I've got to put them into pots and keep them, baby them here on the deck for a couple of years before I do much else. So that's that. And another survivor is this lovely pine tree that I'm going to keep cut down. I'm going to keep it like a sort of little decorative tabletop plant for interest. And I've got my little garden here, little water pond for the birds. They like landing here. I've got some little rocks here that I've collected over the years from my different walks. They love it. And I've pruned my umbrella tree back so it's not hanging on to the chair area. And we've planted the cherry tree. I should say Ethan planted the cherry tree. And he's also working on the patio. And hopefully that'll work out for him. Unfortunately, he's got carpal tunnel right now, so he can't finish it till a little bit of time elapses. And then the lilac tree is looking pretty happy. And there's some work down here. I've got to tidy up my gooseberry bush. And all kinds of little plants. This is a really good spot to see my eucalyptus tree, which I have planted in a pot at the bottom here, just right there. Oh, hang on, no, it's in the ground. What am I saying? That's an empty pot, which I have for I'm going to put one lemon verbena down there. And then one or two on the deck. I've got 3, so I always do things in 3s, and these little planters are waiting for flowers. And then this little dwarf apple tree is already suffering from the ravages of snails. I found one at the top of the tree a while ago, and that's unfortunately how it goes here. It's very damp. And at the back there, our laurel hedge is coming up nicely. I trust that we'll get a little bit of privacy back there at some point with those. I love laurel hedges for the ease at which they seem to take to any space. And there's some others over here that were planted, that we planted a couple of years ago now, 2 years ago. And they're doing really well. That's great. So, all in all, it should be an exciting summer season to 2013. But I'm sort of moving slowly here, just doing little bits at a time. Definitely this honeysuckle and eucalyptus here looking really happy. It's a nice little combination. And then the apple tree limbs have to be pruned, which is life. I really wanted it to be an arbor, growing over an arbor, but it's a little late to do that now, I think. So, and then down there, right smack dab in front of me here is the magnolia tree, which is never going to be a tree unless we move it probably away from all those things, because there's just not enough space for a tree. It's going to stay magnolia bush. That's fine. I might even have to move it somewhere else, unfortunately for the tree's future. When I planted it there was nothing else there, and then I gradually filled it with all kinds of other things, with the grapes, the lemon, lavender, etc. And at the bottom here I planted a few more kiwis a while ago, so we're just going to have a look at that. And I also have a fern here, which will go down in the window well. So the window well right now has nothing in it. This is the window well I'm talking about right here. There's the basement door well, and there's the window well right there. And so